Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tyler and I just do consistent content on all things relating hockey and the NHL overall. And what really inspired me to do this video is none other than what we saw just a couple days ago. If you didn't see it, it was the NHL coming out with its 3 nominees for the Calder trophy, which means whoever wins that trophy will be nominated the Rookie of the Year, with those nominees being the likes of Colorado Avalanche defenseman Cale Makar, Vancouver Canucks defenseman Quinn Hughes, and of course, winner for the Chicago Blackhawks, Dominik Kubalik. All very deserving, but Adam Fox was snubbed. And why is that? Am I surprised by it? No, I'm not. You see Dominik Kubalik, a more seasoned rookie, if you will, because he's older in age, in his mid-20s, already having a 30-plus goal season as a rookie. That was nuts. And then you see Makar and Hughes do fantastic. But with not just this award alone, when you look at NHL awards, there's so many that really undervalue what a true defenseman is and focus a lot more than anything else with point production. And I really don't think that's a valid thing to do, but that's just unfortunately what has been happening. But without further ado, when it comes to Adam Fox, he definitely deserves to be in the same conversations, the debates with who is the best upcoming young defenseman with the likes of Cale Makar and Quinn Hughes. Fox should be right in that category too for so many great reasons, and that's what I'll be discussing with you today. But if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe and like button if you like this kind of hockey content. I really appreciate everyone that's been watching thus far, and like I said, if you are new here, make sure to hit that button. I'd really appreciate it, and this is only the beginning of a lot of amazing and great things that happen on this channel. And I want to give a quick shout out to some beat writers in Vince McCurgliano and Shayna Goldman. They both made some fantastic articles breaking down Adam Fox when it comes to his game, how he matches up against the likes of Cale Makar and Quinn Hughes. So I will have those articles in the description down below. You can check them out after this video. But without further ado, let's get right into it. To start off this conversation, we have to look no further than defenseman Cale Makar. Makar was absolutely electric in his rookie year for the Colorado Avalanche, making Avalanche fans easily forget about the likes of Tyson Barrie, who was traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs this past offseason, because you bring in a guy like Makar who really fits his spot better, in my opinion, has better overall defensive game, and has just really been fantastic. In 57 games played, because he's dealt with some injury in his rookie year, he had 12 goals, 38 assists, and 50 points as a defenseman. That was ridiculous. Rookie, might I add. With a plus-minus of plus 12, he had 0.88 points per game this past year, and was the most by a defenseman in the NHL's history since Brian Leetch, who I obviously love as a Rangers fan, back in 1988-1989 season. And then if you look at his total time on ice, he averaged 21 minutes and a second, with 3.43 of those minutes coming from the power play. So as you can see, he is a power play quarterback. He contributes plenty on that special teams, and has 18 total power play points. Really strong numbers there. Makar, in my opinion, would have led the way in rookies this year in points if he wasn't hurt, but unfortunately that's what happened. Ridiculous numbers, 50 points in 57 games, doesn't get much better than that. An amazing overall defenseman, truly. From every single game that I've watched with him and the Avalanche this year, he just has electric speed. He knows how to use his acceleration and skating ability to his advantage. His vision is already one of the best in the NHL among defensemen. Great playmaking ability, of course, can contribute on that power play as a power play quarterback, and of course can shoot the puck as well with 12 goals. He really does it all, and he looks like he is going to have an amazing future with the Avs. Next up, we have other rookie phenom on the defense, Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes, similar to Makar and Fox in a lot of ways, and especially they aren't big in stature, either of them, especially Fox and Hughes. They're really smaller in stature, and that kind of led, in my opinion, to why Hughes wasn't drafted in, say, the top 3 or top 5 a couple years ago in his draft year, because he fell all the way to 7th when he was really a top talent, and he was drafted by the Vancouver Canucks, of course. But in 68 games played, he had 8 goals and 45 assists for 53 points, led the way this year among rookies in points, and was the first defenseman to have that record for the season as a rookie, leading the way since none other than Brian Leetch again in his rookie year in the 88-89 season. But he also did have a plus-minus of minus 10, so not great comparing the other guys, of course, but I will give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt, knowing that plus-minus only means so much. It does go hand in hand with the team in front of him. And when it comes to the Vancouver Canucks, they aren't as defensively sound as other teams in the NHL, of course. They're kind of around middle of the pack, if not lower, truly. They don't have a fantastic defense, but it's not terrible either. They're just kind of figuring things out right now. So I will give him that benefit. And him being in a lot of high-danger, high-risk situations as an offensive defenseman is most likely going to go against his way at times with him pinching up, for sure. But then when you get to his points per game average is 0.78, and if you get to his 21 and 53 seconds of time on ice, really strong as a rookie defenseman, including 3 minutes and 48 seconds on the power play. That's nuts. And then he also has 25 total points from the power play this year. So like Makar, another power play quarterback as a defenseman can really do it all for them, has been a huge part to the Vancouver Canucks' success. I don't think they would be anywhere near possible playoff contention this year if it wasn't with the likes of Quinn Hughes leading the way, of course. The best guy on that blue line already, in my opinion. Same thing with Cale Makar when it comes to the Colorado Avalanche, but two very strong, fantastic young defensemen in the NHL today. But now let's get to the topic of this video, and that is, of course, Adam Fox. Now, Fox, what he has been able to do in his rookie year for the Rangers has been mind-blowing, truly above expectations from everything that I've seen, and I feel there's a mutual agreement, not just with Rangers fans, but with the NHL overall. You know, Fox has definitely taken his time to develop. He was drafted back in 2016 by the Calgary Flames, never wanted to play a game for them. Same thing when he was traded a couple years later after being drafted to, of course, the Carolina Hurricanes. Didn't want to play with them. He only wanted to play with the Rangers, so he was in a situation where if he wasn't going to the Rangers, he just wasn't going to play. So the Rangers traded for him a couple second-round picks, and lo and behold, he was a New York Ranger. But in his rookie year this year, in 70 games played, had 8 goals, 34 assists for 42 points, and a plus-minus of plus 22. And while plus-minus may not seem like much to you, it is really crucial when it comes to Fox because the Rangers are one of the bottom-feeder teams in all of the NHL when it comes to team defense. So seeing him have a plus 22, one of the best plus-minuses in all the NHL among defensemen, really shows you just how poised he is as a rookie defenseman already. And he has 0.60 in points per game, of course, and the difference between him and Makar and Hughes is really crucial here, with only averaging 18 minutes and 54 seconds of time on ice during the regular season, and not even 2 minutes a game on that power play. And he had 13 total points on the power play as well. But when it comes to Fox, what really separates him, like I said, with a different situation versus the likes of Makar and Hughes is, when it comes to the defense, the Rangers have Tony DeAngelo and Jacob Trouba on that right side. Tony DeAngelo, a fantastic offensive defenseman, 53 points this year, led the way, and was really the quarterback on that power play for the Rangers this year on that first-team power play versus Fox, who was more on the second-team power play a lot of times. And then you have Jacob Trouba contributing on that power play as well, an overall very strong two-way defenseman who was a 50-plus point defenseman last year with the Winnipeg Jets versus, say, Quinn Hughes with the Vancouver Canucks when he's without question the best offensively minded defenseman on that blue line for the Canucks. Same thing with Cale Makar on the Avalanche. There isn't anyone that comes close to them versus Fox's situation with the Rangers. He's been in little situations versus the other two because of just how deep the Rangers are with offensively minded defensemen. So because of that reason, that's why Fox isn't getting as much time on the special teams and even 5-on-5 when he's definitely deserving of more. And going forward, I fully expect him to have plenty more depending on how the Rangers roster is going to look. But overall, just want to put that out there because that is a crucial factor into why Fox really doesn't have 50 points. Because let's be honest, if he was on that first team power play and was averaging at least 20 minutes a game, who knows where he would be. So because of that reason alone, I really think that they are all level-headed when it comes to point production among the defensemen. Because Fox, like I said, I don't see how he doesn't at least get 50 points if he's given the opportunity that both Hughes and Makar had this past season. But now let's get into some more basic statistics, shall we? When it comes to block shots, Fox has led the way among the three by far, with 92 versus Makar with 47 and Hughes with 46. Now, I understand that block shots might not be too important to you, but they are crucial to a defense, of course, and making sure that you're getting back into play, risking your body for the team. It really tells a lot about not just you as a player, but your character as well. And then when you get into giveaways and takeaways, you look at Fox, who's one of the best in the NHL when it comes to this as a defenseman, a rookie, might add, with 61 giveaways but 57 takeaways, a differential of -4, and was second in all the NHL among defensemen in takeaways. Amazing numbers. That is so important. It just shows you how poised he is, how fantastic he is as an overall defenseman, taking the puck away from the opposing team and making things happen. And then you have Makar with 40 giveaways, 34 takeaways for a differential -6. Not bad at all. But then you have Hughes, which is really the worst of the three by far, with 60 giveaways and 35 takeaways for a differential of -25. I understand that Hughes does put himself in a lot of high-risk, high-danger situations, but it just goes to show that Fox has been doing the same, and you see the difference with how Fox has managed to fix things. If, say, he gives away the puck with really being close to even when it comes to giveaways and takeaways versus Hughes, who's the polar opposite. So when it comes to an overall defensive standpoint, you have to go with Fox, and it really isn't that close. And now getting into some more advanced stats and metrics, you have, of course, defensive rating, which has been broken down by Evolving Wild. And I'll have their description down below, too. That's where I got plenty of these stats. But they describe the defensive rating, of course, as even strength and shorthanded metrics that is combined. So that goes hand in hand to what their ratings are. So Fox at 2.9 defensive rating, Makar at 1.3 defensive rating, and Hughes at a small 0.2 defensive rating. So as I mentioned, overall defenseman speaking, not as much of an offensive standpoint. Fox is leading the way by far once again. And then when you come to GAR, which is goals above replacement, that stands for the amount of goals a player adds to his team relative to a replacement level player. So you have Fox, who is 14.6 goals above replacement this past season, which was 10th in all the NHL among defensemen. Then you have Cale, Makar, who was above him in this category, 8th in the NHL among defensemen at 15.8, and Hughes, who was 20th in the NHL among defensemen at 11.1. So I just wanted to throw these all out there because this is just more and more reasoning as to why Fox is deserving to be in this conversation, to at least be on the same level of the likes of Makar and Hughes. Because from points, he's not even far out. He's not even 10 points out. He only has 8 points less than Makar, and I understand Makar missed a bunch of games, so he probably would have had more. But still, Fox, given the situations that he's been in versus the other two, it goes hand in hand with his point production and just how amazing of an overall defenseman he is in these limited roles. He has taken full advantage of everything given to him and has not skipped a beat by any means. But there is no question that Adam Fox is honestly the best defenseman among the three when you're talking about overall defense. When it comes to point production, yes, Cale, Makar, and Quinn Hughes may very well have higher ceilings, but who knows what could happen next season if you have the likes of Adam Fox being that #1 quarterback on the first power play, getting at least 20 minutes a night, which looks like exactly what will happen next season. I fully expected to, honestly, given how well Fox has done as a rookie defenseman in the NHL already. But these are all fantastic defensemen in the NHL, and I really admire all of them, truly. There's no ill will against it. This was not to target any of them by any means, and I want to make that clear. I just want to prove the point that Fox is deserving to at least be in this conversation, because from a defensive standpoint, he's the best among the three, and the stats I just showed you prove that. So with all those things being said, that's going to conclude this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with me? If not, let me know why. I would really love to hear all your thoughts. Like I said, I have nothing against Makar or Hughes. I love both their games, truly, and they all have amazing, promising futures. But also let me know in the comments below some topics that maybe you'd like to see me discuss in further videos. I would love to hear back from people watching me, because I've been doing my own videos when it comes to a lot of them have been my own genuine topics, but now it's time for me to start asking you guys, because there's nothing better than what the viewer wants the most, right? But with all those things, thank you all again so much. If you haven't checked out my previous videos, I'll have them right down here below for you. Make sure to check them out. I have plenty of great ones and ones that really just don't get as much love as I believe they deserve, and I don't mean that in any wrong way, just because being a smaller channel like myself, it's hard to get certain videos trending and for people to just see them. It doesn't come across their feed easily. But with all those things, again, thank you all so much, guys. Like and subscribe, all those great things, and I'll be back in a day or two.